Now, Norway was an interesting one, because they could have been dragged into the war on either the Allied or Axis side. At the outbreak of World War II, the Norwegians mobilised their armed forces, but decided to stay neutral. A little too neutral for their own good. Germany was shipping 3 million tons of Swedish iron ore from Norway, so Britain wanted to cut this out. And Germany wanted Norway to launch U-boats and keep the iron ore coming. So now both sides were planning their own invasions of Norway. But the invasion was always a second priority, so no one really cared. That was until the Outmark incident in February 1940. A ship carrying 300 British prisoners of war was travelling to Germany, hugging the Norwegian coast, to avoid the Royal Navy. But because of restrictions on one part of the Norwegian coast, she would have to sail out to sea for a short while. But they didn't want to do this, because the British Navy was out there and they were terrified of them. So they went through the restricted zone, where they were stopped and inspected by a Norwegian ship. But the Germans wouldn't let them have a full search, so they weren't allowed to go through the restricted area. But Norway didn't want to start nothing with Germany, so they let the ship go through anyway. Britain heard about this and heard that there might be prisoners on board that ship, so they sent a small Royal Navy task force to inspect the situation themselves. And when the British ships caught up with them, to their horror, they found the German ships being escorted by the Royal Norwegian Navy. The British managed to force the German ship into an ice sheet and trap the ship, but the Norwegians wouldn't let the British go into the ice sheet. But they went in anyway, took the Outmark and saved the prisoners. Now, both Germany and Britain were pissed at Norway. Britain was mad at Norway because not only had they let the German warship through the restricted waters, carrying British prisoners, but they'd also tried to defend the German ship and stop Britain from saving 300 of our own men. Now, Germany was mad at Norway for a few different reasons. Norway had given Germany everything that she'd wanted, broken their own laws, and put their own men and ships at risk for the Germans. And this still wasn't enough for them. So on the 9th of April 1940, Germany invaded Norway.